Welcome back to the best FPS, where I force you to listen to my game opinions. Touted by many as the best indie FPS of 2023, Turbo Overkill is fast-paced, ultra-violent, and filled to the brim with movement. Developed by one person, yes, one person by the name of Sam Preble, and published by Apogee Entertainment, it features the visuals and straightforwardness of an older shooter with modern mechanics, in-depth traversal, and large maps. This game features an actual story, and I'll give you the basic non-spoiler rundown so you can experience it if you choose to play it for yourself. Plays Johnny Turbo. You were hired by a company named TerraTech to shut down a rogue AI, which when you kind of think about how AI is affecting a lot of things today, seems a little important. Sometimes to me it feels like people have never watched Terminator, but that's all I'm gonna say. There's also voice cutscenes and set pieces that advance the story that are easy to follow and enjoyable.
Mark my words. When I return, I'm gonna tear your heart out.
So this game looks great. You can see that already. Huge, sprawling levels are filled with multiple layers and have layouts that include multiple platforming sections, and all-out hordes of enemies are constant. Levels that go from cyberpunk cityscapes to gore-filled acid pits show the creativity and the work it took to make this game. Sequences of body horror, including a body rebuilding scene kind of reminiscent of the strongification from Quake. Enemies are amalgamations of guts and metal all looking to turn you into a stain on the floor. It's all pretty great. Movement abilities include a grappling hook, double jumps, dashes, slides, and wall runs. There's a mission called TerraTech Factory where you get the grapple hook, and I feel like it's the best representation of what I love in a grapple hook. Your grapple cooldown is low enough that you can indefinitely stay in the air and murder everything below you. It's like Spider-Man and the Punisher with one person. This game is my favorite movement of anything I've played so far, and it wants you to use everything the game has to offer. And of course I have to mention that the slide uses a chainsaw leg so you can tear through enemies at high speed. Each method can be modified with perks to make them more beneficial to your playstyle, such as gaining health and armor on slide kill or not taking damage while dashing. Turbo Overkill features vehicle sections, which is brand new to me in any indie FPS I've ever played. The first one you do is in your flying car. It's very reminiscent of the Halo Reach mission where you're flying in between buildings and killing enemies and getting back on foot and killing more enemies, completing objectives in that Pelican. It was alright. And as cool as these missions were, there were multiple times where I was confused on where I needed to go, as the objective markers were just gone. I'm not saying there needs to be objective markers for everything, but it feels important in open segments when you're looking for very specific places. It kind of reminded me of FNAF Security Breach's objectives. The second vehicle section is much better. This time you're on a motorcycle, and it's a straightforward path that lets you easily turn enemies into roadkill, and it's very fun. The last is a mech section, which is alright. It's nothing special. To me, Turbo Overkill feels like being with a beautiful woman with no personality. And in saying that, I mean there are a lot of gorgeous set pieces and sequences, but it feels plain when it comes to its core. For example, there was a moment when I thought I was stuck in an abyss, but I had to shoot the LEDs projecting the image around me to get out. That was pretty cool. But I never felt fully engaged anytime I got back into normal combat. Like I could easily put my mind elsewhere and I felt like I wasn't losing anything. And that isn't me saying it should be keyboard breakingly hard or there needs to be a specific mechanic to suit my needs. It just lacks something that grabs attention. Let's take Proteus for example, and if you haven't seen my video on that, you should check it out. Proteus is a game that's on the easier side, but it's fun and includes its own challenges. But there's a certain punch, a certain secret ingredient that keeps me engaged even between the huge set pieces. I call it the lock-in factor, and it's that little thing that I feel like is missing from Turbo Overkill, that seamless jump from movement to weapon and everything in between. Should you pick up Turbo Overkill? Yes. Is it the best FPS of 2023 like many other people have said? Not to me. My pick is elsewhere. But that's only my opinion. If you want to hear another answer on whether you should pick up Turbo Overkill, listen to SACs' opinion on the game as well.
Turbo Overkill is one of those games that you just have to experience in order to believe just how good it is. The quality and overall polish that is present in the form of its level design and how it allows the player to perform a beautifully choreographed symphony of destruction with your precise, deliberate and visceral mechanics and arsenal is something to behold.
Follow SAC for more deep and insightful looks into indie FPSs just like you'll find here. But now that he's done yapping, Turbo Overkill goes for $25 on Steam and even has a demo so you can try it before you buy. Like and subscribe if you want to see more FPS content. Have a good one.